Hey parents, Master Shill here and the owner of Peak Performance Summer Camp, and I'm putting together a series of videos for everybody so that we can answer any questions you have. Our most common questions we're asked on a daily basis. So one of the biggest things that I always tell parents is that find out who your child is going to be spending their time with. Not just the campers, but also the staff. What are they doing? So it's super important that, there's an old saying that we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So if you hung out with 5 drug dealers, you'd be a drug dealer, or you'd be, an addict. One of the two would be in jail. Or 5 billionaires, and you'd probably be wealthy. But the biggest thing is that one thing we work a lot on here is about core values and honesty, integrity, and those type of things that we work on inside of even in our summer camps. So one of the things that I want to make sure that we're doing is that helping you understand who is around your child every day. So one of the things that I decided many, many years ago, and I've been running, owning, operating summer camps since 1989. And one thing that I decided long ago was that I wasn't going to have kids in our camps being counselors. Now we have a couple of coaches that are elite coaches that are in their late teens, but all they do is they coach a very specific skill set. And they're very good at that, and that's what they do. But they are still managed and overseen by adults. And the majority of our staff here at Peak Performance are all adults. Our martial arts instructors, the teachers in the classrooms, of course the owners. My wife and I are not old, but we're older, and I've got 5 kids myself. So all the things that we've put into these camps. Another thing we do is that we train a lot. Twice a week we train with our staff, every Monday and every Friday. Every Monday we're going over what we're covering the week with the students. Every Friday we debrief, and we go over exactly if there's any changes. And especially post-COVID, the kids are in a different place. They act differently, they react differently, and so we're constantly working with them on how we can help bolster them up, their confidence, their self-esteem, those type of things. But we're also trying as a staff to understand how can we better connect with them so we can get through to them so they can trust us. Because a lot of the children today have a lot of fear and anxiety, and we want to help them overcome that so they can be very productive and successful adults later in life. So we do a lot of training. Now the state says that if you work for a daycare center and you're doing a summer camp, you only have to have 8 hours of training. Now we train at least an hour every Monday and every Friday, and that pretty much goes year round. Summer it's a little harder because of camp, but we still try to make sure and get that education process in. So if you looked at just 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, 2 days a week, 2 hours a week, that's 104 hours. So we study this stuff extensively to make sure that we can help be the greatest resource for you as a parent and for them as a child and a developing parent to be, or an adult to be. So these are just some of the things that we do. We also keep our staff ratios very low. And so one of the things that we do is that the state says that you have to either, depending on age group, it could be 1 to 15, it could be 1 to 22. We keep our staff ratios at about 1 to 8. They never exceed 1 to 10. If we get close to that 1 to 10 mark, we either don't enroll more people if I don't have staffing, or I go out and hire and I train another staff member to be able to handle that skill set. So even if you don't choose Peak for your summer camp, I'd highly recommend asking that question. What are you doing for your staff to make sure that they can handle my child? And especially if you've got a child that has a special need. Are they on the spectrum? Do they have ADD, ODD? And I've got a bipolar child myself. So I fully understand and have been studying that part. He's 42 now. He was diagnosed when he was 15, so that was 27 years ago. So we've been really studying this for a long, long time on how we can be more effective in helping them, not letting those diagnoses and those labels make them feel like they're something less than what they truly are. We help them understand that those labels are nothing more than just an understanding of where they're at, how their brain processes data, and how we can help them be super successful adults and not let a diagnosis or a label inhibit their ability to be successful. So I hope that you guys do choose us for summer camp, but if not, please ask those questions, have those conversations. If your child is special needs, don't be embarrassed by that. Because if you don't want to enroll them in a camp and kind of hide it and then they don't know what's going on, and they're like, what's the deal with this child? And they give up on them. And that's one thing that I can say that we will never do. I won't give up on the kids. I'll tell the parents they're no longer welcome here if they act a fool, but I won't give up on my kids at all. If the parents are not willing to support them and help them be what they need to be, then the kid's always trying to figure out, do I listen to the staff at Peak, or do I listen to my parents? And so we just tell the parents, if you're not willing to do the things I'm asking you to do, we're not the place for you. So if there's any questions about staffing, who your kid's going to be hanging around, the life skills that we instill during summer camp, please give us a call. We look forward to meeting you guys soon. Master Shill out. Bye-bye.